with that. Right now, it is not tracking this storm as even a mesocyclone. So whatever little bit of circulation there is on the leading edge of that is likely aloft in that storm. But it briefly tightened up a little bit, prompting that warning. But that tornado warning only goes for just a matter of miles. The actual entire length of this tornado warning is 15 miles. And at its absolute widest point, it is roughly 6 miles. So it's a very small piece of real estate. That if we are to get a little brief spin up, which I doubt at this point, it would be into this particular area from the Plumber's Landing over toward Waltz, Triplet. Folks into these particular areas, there you see some of the Rock Fork Road area, getting up into Island Fork Road, and the radar updating there with that thunderstorm that is moving off a little quicker to the east now, and that'll head to the north of downtown Moorhead. Moorhead, you're on the outside looking in. That tornado warning for the area that is in red there, and that will only go for just a few more minutes until 8:15. So it's a short-fused tornado warning, and it did not have a very big spin up to begin with. And I want to look at it again, and yeah, it's very, very, very weak in terms of any type of rotation with that. Let me check on social media and see if I'm getting any kind of reports out of that particular area as we continue to look at your Defender radar network there on the Rowan and Fleming County line. Northern Rowan County getting pictures of what appears to be a nice shelf cloud that is working its way out of Fleming County into northern parts of Rowan County. Now, I know the tornado sirens are going off into parts of Fleming County, into sections of Rowan County, but as of now, nothing on this to indicate that we're likely seeing a tornado. Doesn't mean we can't get a little brief spin up. Let me broaden this out just to set the stage for you guys. You've got this boundary that is off to our north. So we're getting repeat thunderstorms that are coming over the same areas, one right after another, from southern Indiana into northeastern Kentucky. A lot of that stuff is weakened out considerably, though, from what we were looking at a little bit earlier. And here is your tornado warning until 8:15, Fleming County and Rowan County. And we look at the velocity on this. This little spot of red there that is on the leading edge of this line would indicate winds that are going away from the radar, winds going toward the radar in the green. So you're not getting a big couplet here that would indicate a lot of rotation. Maybe at one point it tightened up just enough to trigger that warning. If that was the case, that appears to no longer be the case. Folks around Triplet, we're in our storm shelters. We need to be in those storm shelters here. Downtown Moorhead, Flemingsburg, tornado sirens are going off. If you're in Flemingsburg, you're okay. If you're in Moorhead, you're okay. It is just a small sliver of real estate that has this tornado warning going until around 8:15. And just to broaden that view out, that's the only warning that is out there across the entire region as of now. And I'm looking at this, and I'm just still thinking those are general thunderstorms that are ongoing here into parts of northeastern Kentucky. That line actually extends a little farther to the east into northeastern Kentucky. The storms around Greenup and Ashland appear to be a little stronger to me than the one that has prompted our tornado warning. But as is our policy, anytime there is a tornado warning, we're going to stay with you just to keep you up to date on the current situation. I can't imagine this warning is going to see the expiration time at 8:15. It is 8:05, and I keep looking at this, and I keep looking for something to show you guys that is concerning me. Nothing that I'm looking at is concerning me here. This is a tornado warning until 8:15 for Fleming and for Rowan counties into northeastern Kentucky. It's the northern parts of the area, Moorhead not included in this. And if you notice, I keep walking off screen. I keep looking at our chat with the National Weather Service just to see if they're going to let that one go or not. It's flashing here, which tells me they've put out a new statement. So you see the red lines there that are flashing. So let me see exactly what that one is. They're continuing the tornado warning into Rowan County right now. Is moved out of Fleming County. Fleming County, your warning is canceled. Into the Moorhead area, the possibility is there for this to spin up maybe just a little weak tornado. Not seeing it, but we don't want to let our guard down. So if you're in this area of Rowan County, the northern part of Rowan County, need to be seeking that safe shelter right now for the possibility that we can get at least a little brief spin up of something coming from this particular storm. So I'm going to there we go, put the new warning that is on there. It's only for Rowan now. Fleming County, you're in the clear. The sirens may be still sounding there in Fleming County. You're in the clear as of right now. And most of this particular area is in the clear. It is just a very small piece of real estate that includes northern parts of Rowan County, and that is right on top of Interstate 64. And some of the areas in there, the Waltz area, Triplet, we can go in and give you up-to-date roads there. There's Elk Lick Road, East Step Road, Dry Branch Road, Pine Grove. So you can see we're kind of out in the open country here in the northern parts of Rowan County where we have this current tornado warning that is ongoing. Folks downstream from this, that would impact around Olive Hill there into western Carter County, maybe the northwestern tip of Morgan County and western parts of Elliott County. But that is the only warning that is in the entire state of Kentucky right now on a line of thunderstorms that is weakened considerably from what we were looking at just a little bit ago. Let me put this in motion and watch how those storms have lost a lot of steam, and they continue to lose a little steam as we get into the evening hours. This stuff will continue to dissipate fairly quickly over the next little bit. So you've got this one small piece of real estate with our tornado warning that continues for areas to the north of Moorhead. We're going to look at the circulation with this. Maybe it's a good time just to break out some of our cool little toys here. Let's give this storm an MRI and see what we can see with that storm with the MRI. So we're slicing the storm, and you're seeing that it spiked up there around 35, 40,000 feet with the tops. But again, that's just showing that a general thunderstorm that I'm seeing here into the northern part of Rowan County. Let me check Twitter again. Let me check social media, see what's going on. No reports as of yet of anything. It's kind of radio silence, if you will, with this storm that is just into northern parts of Rowan County. But nonetheless, if you are in northern Rowan County, we need to go ahead and just be playing it safe. Better safe than sorry in a setup like this. And speaking of safe, it's all about the safe shelter. Safest place to be, basement. If you don't have a basement, it is on the first floor, the lowest floor. No matter where you are, if it's a home, if it's an office, a business, whatever, you get to the lowest floor because the winds, as you go up in the atmosphere, go up a little higher off the ground, the stronger the winds are going to be. So the object is to get as close to the earth as you can because the friction of the ground and everything else on the ground will kind of act to slow those winds down just a little bit. So that is certainly good news. And the tornado warning is continuing. And the entire rotation on this was aloft to begin with. So, looking at this storm, but again, our policy is to just go ahead and we're always with you anytime there's a tornado warning. If you've lived around here long enough, unfortunately, we've seen all too many times what tornadoes can do. So our policy is to make sure we're here to keep you safe. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what we're going to do, and that's what we've always done. And we're looking at that tornado warning until 8:15 for northern Rowan County. And I'm off camera just so I can look at the Weather Service chat over here. And there is zero rotation with this now. And this thing should probably just go ahead and be canceled at this moment. We questioned it when it was issued. We'll question the fact that it is still valid. Other thunderstorms are across the northern parts of Kentucky. Intense thunderstorm around Ashland, but we're losing the lightning with these cells as well. You notice over the past 2 hours, it's 2 hours worth of radar loop that you're looking at here in the northern and northeastern parts of Kentucky. And those are intense thunderstorms. Do I think they are severe? I do not. I do not think we're dealing with severe thunderstorms right now, let alone a tornado. That small sliver of real estate that has a tornado out there, that has the tornado warning with it in the northern parts of Rowan County, is going to continue for just a few more minutes. It's 8:11 right now. That is set to expire at 8:15. And I would imagine that at this point, they're just going to let it ride and expire at 8:15. And the rest of southern Kentucky nothing that is going on out there. We picked up a lot of heavy rain on the day. My main concern for northern Kentucky so far this evening has been the heavy rain threat. We look back at our day and you notice the southern parts of Kentucky picking up greater than 3, 4, and even some 5-inch rains. Had a report of 3.5 inches out of Pike County. We had serious flash flooding in the southeastern parts of Kentucky a little earlier in the day. Notice the Lexington Metro, we've kind of been stuck in no man's land, if you will, for the day. We've had very little, if any, precipitation into parts of the Bluegrass Parkway corridor into the Lexington Metro. Then this afternoon and evening, look at the heavy rains that started to fire up into northern Kentucky. This in the southern parts of Indiana, causing flood emergencies to be declared by a couple of counties there a little earlier. And these storms continue to put it down to the tune of 1 inch or 2 into parts of northern and northeastern sections of the Bluegrass state. So Defender Radar Network continues to track the severe thunderstorm threat into northeastern Kentucky. Our tornado warning for Rowan County is expiring here in just a couple of moments, and that should be about all she wrote in terms of any severe weather as we go through the evening. I'm going to put the velocities back in here, and I am looking. And folks, if you were watching this earlier, we noticed just maybe a shade of some red in there with a loft rotation. That rotation in the top of a thunderstorm doesn't mean anything at all. You want rotation down at the base of a thunderstorm if you want to really get scared of a possible funnel cloud or tornado. That was never the case with this storm. It is certainly not the case aloft or at the base of this storm. There is zero rotation now showing up with this storm into northern Rowan County. We really haven't had any for the past couple of hours. So the warning is about to expire here in just a minute or so. We'll send it back to programming now. And of course, if anything else pops as the evening wears on, we'll be sure and keep you up to date.
For Fashion Week.
We did